test. There we go. Oh, really? Overheating again? How is it that hot? It's only erupting 30 degrees. Alright. Well, it is what it is. Let's see. Is this even streaming? Can't see the chat. Yeah, there we go. Something like that. Let's see. We're gonna have to get rid of that chat window. Does that work? Yeah, it works. Alright. And I'm probably gonna have to reload this because it is way laggy right this moment. I had too much going on. Now, question is, should I wait a moment and then reload, or should I just go ahead and reload? Let's see if we've gotten back from space. That looks good. Temperature looks good. That's good. Everything's good. And landed. Alright, we got one landed. And he's assigned. What is he doing? He's obviously not getting in the rocket. He should have gotten in the rocket a while ago. I don't want to save and reload until he's in the rocket and on his way. Which I guess it doesn't matter. Why do I keep getting hydrogen in there? Let's see. Vent. I don't. I guess that was previous. Set for above 900. Zone activate if above 1,000, and let's change it to 1,000 as well. Let's just try 1,000. Maybe it's not pressurizing good enough. That should be working though. Works everywhere else, but I've got too much space down here. It must be. We just got little. Oh, okay. So it's a little puff of polluted oxygen that's getting in there. Which, were you not taking care of it? There's no other entry. Oh well. Somebody probably spilled something. Alright, that looks good. Let's see if he's in the rocket jet. Come on. Get on in that rocket. Come on, get on the rocket. Get in the rocket. Get in the rocket. Get in the rocket. Get in the rocket. You set your priority 9. And you're still not in that rocket. And this keeps overheating. I'm gonna have to replace that soon. Let's see. The water's at 70 degrees. And how is the air? We just need to get the water up. The water's overheating it, of all things. And we will postpone this problem till later with an ice temp shift plate. Dear God, the lag is horrible. Don't understand why. Maybe this has something to do with it. But no, this shouldn't, because nothing's actually running except for the regolith. Everything else has finally finished sorting after hours and days and cycles. Well, it probably just needs a reload. That tends to fix it. I don't see anything else that could be causing it out of the way. Oh, I'm supposed to be checking to see what he's doing. This is gonna cause it. Skip through everybody. Find Astro Max. You're down here chit-chatting in a pit. I bet you're not going because of... Yep. You're not going because you just got off of a rocket mission and you're not going to go for a minute. That's what it is. I'm going to have to save and reload for you to go. Which that's okay because the lag is horrendous at this point. It shouldn't be, but it is. My God, is it? I'd like to think I don't have a lot going on, but probably a lot going on. Everything's been consolidated, though. It's so consolidated. I have 2 sieves running. There's not as much running as it looks like it is. Oh well, let's reload it. This could take a moment. I have 2 viewers, but no chat. Oh well. No, I don't want to change the color scheme. Thank you, Windows. Loading. Loading. I've been playing for way too many hours before I did a restart, so it's probably dumping 16 gigs off the RAM, because that would make sense. What is this even streaming at? Is it even streaming? It is streaming. Let's see. What are we streaming at? Display capture. Yep, streaming at 1080p. PC. But the frames per second is slow. But that's because this. I'm gonna wait for it to respond. I know that it's just going to take a while. Come on. Is it cradding up that bad? I've never seen it like up this bad. This is obviously I've broken it. Thing's been running for 24 hours. Well, not that long, but it's been running while I've done schoolwork. I check it when there's an emergency. There's a lot of emergencies. Oh, my drink ran out. Well, perfect time. I'm sure when I walk away it'll cut on. Okay. Yep. Get my drink. We're gonna have to restart, aren't we? That's entirely too long. That's abnormal. Like normally it takes a long time, but I don't think it takes that long. It shouldn't take that long. Might have done that thing where Yeah, we're gonna have to reload. That's fine. Bloop. Oh my gosh, 906 hours. That's too many hours. But come on, you can do it. But we should load up and run a whole lot better since we're reloading. Alright, thanks for the heads up. Resume. I finally got a cargo bay back. Playing with these new interesting materials. Although I've not built anything but a door out of the thermium. So many nifty things I could be building out of it, and I built a door. Not an aqua tuner, but a door. That's okay. Many projects await. I'm trying to consolidate as much as humanly possible into the base so that people aren't running from one end of the map to the other to do work, because that tends to be, well, it's what seems to be what lags the game out the most, is when they're running 450 feet in every which direction just to do something. Which, now that we have that Visco gel, I can probably destroy some of my base's walls and just let them run out and be done with these transit tube exits, choke points. That will speed them up dramatically. Not having to siphon through a tube and out of a tube, you know, right behind a wall. Or jump. Well, I mean, they originally was jumping through liquid locks, but there we go. Ah, look at this beautiful mess. There we go. Fresh. Fresh. There we go. Alright, the performance isn't horrible. Got rid of one door. Let's see how that temperature affects that stuff. Doesn't seem to pass temperature that much. Yeah, there's a very low thermal conductivity. Not very low, but 0.45 versus some other materials. What does sandstone have? 1, I think. Two. No, that's sedimentary rock. Where's some sandstone? Oop. Zoom out. Let's find sandstone. I know I've got sandstone. Where's this at? Did I tear down all the sandstone? I don't think I did. I do not think that I did. There we go. Liquid pipe. That'll be fine for a test. Properties. No, it's got a high thermal conductivity. I thought drywall it had less. Ah, there we go. 2.9. It says 0.45. So that's not much thermal conductivity. If I destroy a wall and replace it it will cause some temperature flux, but everything is so nice and rather green in all the areas that are frequent. It's getting a little frigid up here. So I could probably take it out on the top left and not run too much of a risk. Yeah, it's nice and green out there. I wouldn't run too much of a risk. They get rid of one transit tube exit point. I'll worry about that in a minute. Let's see if they've made some more. We can make more Visco gel, more supercoolant, and more insulation. Let's just make a little bit more of all of it. It is lagging still rather fierce. I think it's because I'm still sorting out all that junk from upstairs. It's still coming down the line. That's probably what's causing the majority of it. I've cooled those off a little bit, and this should force cool it down. Yeah. There we go. Oh. I've set them up to do entirely too many things, so I think what I'm going to do is stalk Astro. Oh, no, he finally got in the rocket. Ah! Wait a minute. He got in the rocket and took off. Ah, well, my automation worked. No damage. I still think that the severe lag is coming from the sheer amount of just crap all over the ground. I just really feel like that's what's doing it. And I'm hoping that they can get it all cleaned up. There we go. Which I'm not helping this because I've got so many work priorities going on right now. I do not understand how people play this and run it smooth. Now I am on the testing branch, so it is running a bit slower on the testing branch. But still, that is not where I want it. Boom. Boom. Kind of mirroring what I did on the other side. Now that they've fixed the temp shift plates, I probably don't need this giant pool of polluted water anymore, but I'm entirely too afraid to try. That is already filled back up. Alright, well that's fine. They still haven't even built that. What are they doing? Do I have that blocked off? Raise the active duration to about 20. Ah, that's what it is. Well, no, that still shouldn't have stopped them, but we'll just assume that's what it is. 15. We can leave that one at 15. And put that one at about 25. Just to keep them from going all over the place all the time. Alright, this is locked because it must be a meteor shower coming. Yeah. I think that would constitute a meteor shower. And I need to make sure this is not set as a default return method, because otherwise they will just be going through there. What's entombed? Temp shift plate? Probably. Yep. Oh, the 3 have already set the dig out. Okay. These guys are still alive. Amazing. How many of these wonderful hatchlings do we have in here? We got hatches everywhere. How did they even get here? He couldn't have jumped there. That's okay. Let's cull the herd a little bit. I haven't had to do this but one time, but I feel like maybe if I cull the herd down, the lag will go away. I know that's not true. But there's just too many of them. There's just too many. Too many. And my sage hatch here finally died and left a hatch. Oh. Everybody's going to eat the clay. That's okay. I am still sorting stuff from the surface. This is what's taking so long. Plenty of regolith. Now it's just kind of a wait for them to catch up all the projects. This is going over rather nicely. I almost have him he's the last puffed. Well, we got one puffed egg, but he's the last puff that's alive that's wild, or period, except for that egg. Except for that egg. I don't know, all the puffs just died out. They've not been in prison, they were all wild, but evidently there's a certain limit to their life expectancy, even in the little wild puff holes out here. Let me look around just to be sure. Yeah, there's nowhere. Let's wrangle you up when somebody gets a chance. You must have escaped. Nope. Everything's going well. I've just got them on too many projects. Nobody's cleaning anything up. And that's what half of my problem is. Let's see. I say is I give them another project to do. wish this heat would burn some of this into dirt. I'm already experimenting with that over here, but even that petroleum rocket, it burn a fair amount of it into dirt. Going for a better conversion rate than digging it up and heating it up myself and cutting in the, it cuts the mass down to half of what you put in. So technically I'll cut this into half and then I'll cut it into half again by heating it up in a bin, or even drop heating it. It still makes a solid block, and you have to dig that out, and that cuts the mass to half. I don't want to cut the mass to half. There are so many hatches there. There's 6 left. There was a lot there. I should have checked and see how many. There should be 11 little guys here, which is plenty because I don't even have enough food to feed them. Well, the 2. Let's see. Yeah, 17%. New duplicates. I don't want none of you. Go away. This is getting a little old. Seeing that error. And that is a pufflet egg. Get down there and get happy. I need more eggs. You're the last puff. I need to make more puffs. Need more puffs. Well, let's see. Is that blocked off? Yeah, that's locked off. I guess we can lock that. Reduce the amount of places they can go. That'll help the lag a little bit. Activation time. Make that 40% for 10%. We've still got a bunch of slicksters. They're starting to turn into long hair slicksters for some reason, and they're in a hot environment. I don't understand the... I don't want long hair slicksters. They're starving. Huh, 59 of them. 59 left. I don't need to worry about them right now. I've got so much oil. They're gonna just keep pushing out the oil. Let's see what my reserves are looking like on hydrogen. Vacuum, not 2. Well, we got 2, and we got a little bit of gas there. We can crank the. Let's see. My gas turns on at 70. Let's make the gas turn on at 65. And the petrol is on at 70. These guys are just gonna have to get busy on this making this petroleum. Why are you stuck? You're literally stuck there. Whoop. Plum. Expelling waste. He's been expelling his waste for a while. He needs to expel an egg. I need more. Still don't have too many of them, that's fine. The timer's annoying. I only have 2 timers. I have one running down here and one in space. Yeah, he's obviously glitched. I don't know why. I don't like that. Because that means he's not going to lay an egg, and that means I'm going to have 1 wild puff left, and I'm going to have to coax him down here. Which isn't a problem with the drop-offs, but I still wanted to have a wild puff still hanging around. Still have not tapped into that geyser, which I don't need it. I don't need it yet. I'm not helping this at all. I'm okay with that. I've given them entirely too much to do, and I wonder why the floor isn't clean. Ooh, I missed a conveyor rail. Zoom. What's the temperature looking like over here? Hot. Not too hot, but hot. And this piping system, the petrol's not getting cold enough. I'm gonna have to redesign this up here. And this is already borderline overheating. I should have designed it a little bit bigger, but I originally had polluted water coming in only, and that was a problem. Now I've kind of got a mixture of whatever I can suck out of the ice biome, as well as my main line of water coming up. Yeah, whatever comes out of the ice biome, and then my main line of water bleeds over into it if I run out, which I have ran out. I've melted it up very nicely, but most of it's melted over here, where it's completely useless to me. And it's still very cold in here. It's just specifically right here where all that stuff's coming in the conveyor line, it's melting this, so that's fine. I've got way too much. Got solid carbon dioxide right above melted water, because that's sensible. Oh, that looks like that's finally heated up in there, and the water is dripping over the side, which I left crude oil, so that shouldn't cause a problem. That won't flood it out. I guess I could put a Wheezewort in there. How should we do this? We'll fix it so it just cools where the hydrogen is. So middle. Ba. Furniture. Flower pot. Oh, the lag. Why has it gotten so much worse? It was better earlier. There's got to be something that's causing it. Something that I've changed and just not aware of. Well, let them get to it. I guess in the meantime, I could do something like that. Try to condense some of this steam down quickly so that it don't flood this area. I'm sure they're off building other things. I never deconstructed those. Thought I did. Way too many jobs. Not enough people. Not enough people. I should have used a turbine exploit or something to harness eternal power instead of having the ridiculous power setup that I have. I mean, it's a very good setup, but until they optimize some of this stuff, the lag is just so bad, and I don't know what else I can cut out of it. Those little ice blocks should stifle some of the heat. It's like right at 100 degrees, and it condenses at 99.4, 99 point something. What does it condense at? Yeah, 99.4. So it should stifle that steam rather quickly. We don't need nobody making ice sculptures. Let's turn that down to a 1. They're gonna melt before somebody has time to do that. Well, I'd hope they would melt, but yeah, we've cut down a whole lot of it. And I don't see anything that would cause polluted oxygen, so I can probably be sure No, I don't see anything. There's no more diluted oxygen in here, so I can get rid of these deodorizers. We're gonna stifle this heat. I picked the best time to do this. The best time. Right in the middle of an eruption. How much does it erupt? Wow. 4 kilograms a second. Yeah, that's not gonna stifle too well, but we're gonna do it anyway. We're gonna do it anyway. These ice blocks are holding up fairly well. I just want to stifle it enough to try to force all that hydrogen in here without getting a whole lot of water. And I think that should do it. That should be enough. Not only will I stifle it, but I'm gonna get that water a whole lot quicker. We will make that towel out of granite. That should just allow mostly hydrogen in. So I want to get as much of that in there as I can before I put that Weezewort to work. Yeah, I got about 3 kilograms of hydrogen pumped into there. The steam should pressurize it over. And now I can put that there. If we change that to granite, this should drip out in the time it takes them to put the block there, and the steam should push out. Yeah, it's stifled every bit of that steam. And someone made an ice sculpture anyway. Yes. Should have, yeah, I got some more queens. Oh, I never looked at the new ones yet. Unfortunately, we're not on a new seed. Well, we're on a new seed, but not since these came out. Now we can kind of use this to siphon up a lot of that hydrogen into here. Yay. Rocket. How far is my rocket? 50%. And now we should be able to build a bridge there. Let's make it an igneous rock. And I should be able to unload the next rocket straight down. Buildings, just destroy them. Don't need them there. Let's see, how far does that reach? Does my arm reach that? Yeah, it does. We'll just load everything back out of these bins into there and ship it down to the base. Can do that quicker than the dupes will be able to move it themselves. Let's make this out of ceramic because it's going to get blasted with a little bit of heat. Every time I destroy something or build something to do with the shipping, I get a spike of lag. So I'm pretty sure that my shipping system, which is fairly efficient at this point, like those aren't even active, and it's all one line from here down, and there's nothing moving on it. I mean, there was like 450 million tons of regolith, but It looks like all of that is down there now. It's already been moved. Let's see if there's anything being shuffled. Yeah, it's not active. Nothing's moving. And it's all a straight shot. Here to a bin, here to a bin, here to a bin, here to a bin. And I was running without any performance problems earlier, and I had like 300 slicksters just scattering all over the place down at the bottom before I compiled them onto a block. So I know that would have been, in my mind, that should have been heavy on the lag, but it wasn't at that point. I can only assume that it has to do with the temp shift plates are working again, and I've got a million of them because they weren't working, and I thought I'd done something wrong and built an aquarium in the sky, and evidently it was a bug. And I have yet to change since that bug, which this is working quite nicely because the polluted oxygen's coming off and kind of cooling it down, or at least stabilizing the temperature at about 100. It's also, if it gets above that, it pops into regular water and then blows off the steam and still cools it down below the damage point. This is going to be a problem soon. This is already getting up to the 270 point, which I have it set so if it goes above 264.9, it pumps water in, and we just ends up with a tremendous amount of pressure from the steam, but that's okay. That's why I got the door locked. Every time they opened the door, it was like poof, just tons of steam blasting out. Melting my plastic ladders. What do they melt at? Yeah, that's what melted them. But where they were originally, I didn't even get the naphtha. It just bled out into space, which is fine. I don't need naphtha for anything. I don't think it's useful at this point, except for maybe designing some sort of liquid lock. Oh! Just stick it all in there. I'm going to ship that all down to the base, and then I'll figure out what to do with it down there. And when I start shipping all this stuff down, that's gonna be a mess. Matter of fact, I probably need to go ahead and start building the rails for that. What should I build the rails out of? Freaking mafic rock, obviously, because there's so much of it. And you're not going to be able to get that down. That's okay. Somebody can pick that up. There's just too much for them to pick up at this point. Pause it while we build this so we don't lag. And then that should be able to be brought straight down into there. We'll just take it straight down the ladder. Actually, let's see what the temperature is. We'll take it straight down and cross it over there, so we don't absorb a whole lot of that heat. Which I don't. Matter of fact, I don't need those steel tiles anymore because I built that. So we can go ahead and Switch that over to, I'm running low on ceramic. Well, not low, but lower than I would like. Technically, I don't even need any of this anymore. Let's see. Is it even in line with the... Yeah, still in line with the... What do I need it for? I don't need it. I guess I can leave it so that I have an outline. Am I hitting the wrong? Yeah, I'm hitting the wrong button. So we'll just take it straight down. And then straight over. Oh wait, I'm building those with ceramic. No. No! Ah. I'm gonna rebuild that. Oh well. Not too much time lost. Let's see. Ta-da! Ta-da! Zuru. There we go. And we can build that out of... We got a lot of... Yeah, we got enough iron. We'll do it out of iron. And I'm gonna have to run that all the way back, aren't I? Yeah. The pain of setting this up. But the payoff is wonderful. Well, I don't have to pick anything up. And the space debris is just, it's just so much. And everything just sent to the center of the base. And even though it's a blistering 200 or 300 degrees, gonna go right past this thermal nullifier, which has got everything down to like negative 65. Not gonna have any problems. It's gonna be nice and cold. That'll even send the ceramic back down. Wonderful. God, there's just so much stuff everywhere. Is it set to manual use? Yeah, it's set to manual use. And we will just follow you. Nothing in the... There we go. Oh. Got building jobs for days. You know what, just so this system will automatically start doing what I needed to do as soon as it can, let's copy the settings from over here. Let's see, manufacturing material, glass, plastic, insulation. Let's be honest, everything except for Visco gel can go in there. Organic. Yeah, we can send everything organic. We can send rare materials. That's fine. I might break something that has that in it. And industrial ingredients. I don't think no, I shouldn't. We'll put that on there just in case one of those get dropped, because God knows they'll drop it. Okay. Copy settings. Bloop. This is going to get a little laggy. Yeah. Yeah. All right. It's when they build the conveyor rail specifically. That's when I get a lag spike. I guess it has to reconfigure how the rails work. Unreachable dig. They can reach that from right here. Ah, I destroyed the tile, or it melted, maybe. I should be able to stand there. Diagonally, and that should make a vacuum, and I shouldn't lose any cold. Shouldn't lose any cold, because that should make a vacuum once that gets done. So I'm building it from the corner. Which, I mean, I'm already in space, so technically I could build up a little higher and it would make a vacuum too, but I'm following the same principle I've built pretty much everything from. So I think... why didn't they shut this? Oh well. Even my tubes down here, they were built under the same principle. should be a... Well, normally there's a vacuum. I think I had to break... Yeah, I broke that to get... Somebody dropped steel or plastic or something important in there. And that should be a vacuum, yeah. And that's why all this cold is leaking out right here. It's because that's not a vacuum anymore, which... I'm not too worried about it. That's not a whole lot that's leaking out. Because it's only a few grams. I guess it's help staving off the heat from everything else, which is not too hot. This is erupting at 30 Celsius. The vent itself is 99. But I don't think that the vent actually affects the water around it that much. I mean, it does a little, but not much. I could put a thermal shift plate beside it and leach heat off of it if I wanted to. Technically, I could leach enough heat off of it to kill all the food poisoning, but I want it at a nice 30 degrees. I don't really care about the food poisoning because it gets processed down here anyway, and it's none left. Where are you going? Let's follow you. Ah, wasn't enough iron ore. There should have been plenty on the ground. I don't understand why they don't pick it up when it's on the ground right next to where they want to build. It's right next to where you want to build. And you're going to pick it up from all the way down there and take it all the way back up to the top. Just doesn't seem efficient. But it's whatever. You're the one building rocket ships. Speaking of... 67%. Okay. Got a little while longer. New duplicates, because that's what we need. More lag. The next person that I get, I'm locking them inside the base. Matter of fact, I might lock somebody in the base now. I feel like the more they have to path around, the laggier it gets. Just kind of follow him for a minute so that I don't off track and start building something else until they get done. Now, why did you could have taken the transit tube all the way down. Why would you do that? That's not okay. I think I'm gonna remove some of these transit tubes because it's working against me in effectiveness. Let me just make that an exit but not a tube, because there was no reason for you to get out there and then shimmy down. My nobium. How much do I have now? Should actually have quite a bit. I have used none of it. Not a bit of it. I haven't built anything out of nobium or thermium. Matter of fact, the only thing I've used is the Visco gel, and I didn't need to use it, but I put it there so I could have more of these guys and they wouldn't get the crowded debuff. And there are way too many of you guys here. Why are there so many of you there? You should be wrangled. They should be wrangling you. What is that? 3 for that drop off. Max of 20. And then the drop off is down there. Or at least you won't be bouncing around. I guess I need to unrestrict this for a longer duration. It's just fully unrestricted. I guess I can unrestrict. See, I unrestrict it and it lags because they can access everything down here. So now they have to path for some reason through all this. Even though they don't need to come down here, they're still going to path it. There shouldn't be anything they can even pick up. I think I've swept the entire... Yeah, there's nothing down... Well, they can't reach that, so that shouldn't be an issue. I don't think there's a single thing on the floor. It should all been picked up. Yeah, there's nothing. It's the cleanest base I have ever had. Well, we'll see if we can shuffle those guys down there now. I don't know why nobody's shuffling them down. That should be a... My rancher has got that on high priority. And grooming them only takes a 3, and it's only on for half of the day. It's not even on the full day, so that way they're not overdoing it. Are you still stuck expelling waste? You are stuck. And you can't lay an egg if you're stuck. I might have to reload this. I don't know if that's going to fix him, but... It's not doing too good with him stuck. Get in there and wrangle him. That's an eggshell. I don't... Night operator for... Well, you can't ranch, and you only have one... I'll have 3 ranchers. Or 3 people that can ranch. The cook, the farmer, and the rancher. They all can ranch. They just do household duties, so to speak. They do farmhand duties. Life-sustaining duties. He's still running around. I don't understand how there's so many hatches. Just in random places where they wrangle them and go to drop them off and then fall asleep or something and drop them where they're at. You know, I'm okay with these guys, but I don't understand the... Because they're eating the rock. They're gonna... They're eating up my mineral supply. Slowly but surely. Because there's way too much for me to do anything with. Which, the coal... The coal I can turn into ceramic, so... It's worth letting them roam around. You're old, you're not going to make another egg. And there's nothing really there for you to eat. Just let you go. I think once the space shipping operation is done being built, and I reload, the lag will kind of file back a little bit. Have they built this yet? This is still an unreachable dig? How is this still an unreachable dig? Is it based on the... I bet you it's based on the access to the... No, that still doesn't make sense, because they built the diagonal on the other spots with no problem. I think it's just been marked as an unreachable dig, and it just hasn't been unmarked. Let's cancel it. Let's make it out of ceramic, since we're crossing a border. I just feel more comfortable doing it that way. Let's make it a priority 8. And maybe when they dig and can get from this corner, I want to say that they can reach that because they can stand at the bottom of that ladder. They don't have to be on top of it, but I guess we can hit this from both angles. I want to have this done. Now we wait. I love how pretty the gases are floating around. Hypnotic. See? He had no problem. It still says unreachable. But then why did he dig that out? It's plenty reachable. You did all the other ones. You were able to... Okay. So evidently it had something to do with the ladder. I don't know. It's working now. That's all that matters. Oh, I meant to see what the... I used that insulative, the new insulator. And I meant to... Where did I use it at? It was... I made an insulated tile somewhere in the base. Right there. I wanted to see if just a normal tile... Yes! Still at the with a normal tile gives 0 thermal conductivity. That's what I wanted to see. Perfect. Let's see, I've got ceramic in one of these bins. That one. I don't need it in this bin. I just want them to put the rare materials in there. Isorane. It's my Visco gel. That doesn't make sense. I have Visco gel, 400 kilograms of it. I guess I'll have to use the little pitcher pump like I did before. I thought I'd stumbled upon something. So I don't know if can I solidify it? It's insulation. See, it allows me to select to put Visco gel in there, like it's an item, but maybe it has to freeze before I can pick it up and use it like that. Let me see. Maybe when he puts it in the storage compactor, maybe he'll pick it up and put it in there. Nope, he won't. Maybe she will. You know, she can pick up the thermium, didn't she? Yep. So it's going to have to be a solid to go in there. And I'm okay with that. But I'm afraid that if I solidify it, that it will make the block, and then I'll lose half of the mass when I grind it. Which I guess there's only one way to find out. Let's see, where's my coldest? I think this should be my coldest spot. Should be right here. Negative 62. So this is rather cold in here. What does hydrogen freeze at? Negative 252. Yeah, we're nowhere near. But negative 60. Is it 60 all the way down? It's fairly well. Let's do an experiment. Let's take a ceramic pump and put it right there, and we'll pour some Visco gel, and it's gonna shoot straight up in the air and make the little like the naphtha melted plastic used to do, make the little vertical column, which is fine because it should be cold enough in here to freeze it rather quickly, I want to say. Yeah, because this is all negative. Yeah, this is pretty cold in here. And the only reason it's gotten warmer is I think, yeah, that material is starting to come down the line there. Oh yeah, that's a lot too. That's gonna be going for days. I hope it doesn't heat it up to the point I can't do this experiment. It shouldn't. It is heating up rather quickly though. We're gonna have to be quick with this. We will take that liquid Visco gel and make it a 9. Emergency. Get up there. I want somebody to do it right now. Like that emergency response time. It's awesome. I've probably got the place blocked off because of the timer. I'm not gonna. I'll wait patiently. I probably got it blocked off. Yeah, it's locked off. Oh wait, it's not locked off. I forgot to set my permissions. No problem. That's okay though. It's weird. I'm gonna get to test this. Here we go. Any day now. Did you fall? Okay. I think he's narcoleptic. I didn't want to fall asleep. Alright, so he delivered 200 kilograms. We're just let the whole 200 kilograms pour out. And that should make a 2-tile high, or close to it. Yeah, it still counts as 2 tiles. Because it made a vacuum. Vacuum there and a vacuum there. And that should be 200 kilograms total. Yeah, 200 kilograms. So let's see what happens. It's going to take it a while to freeze. It's got a low thermal conductivity. It's still in contact with this metal, so it'll go rather quickly. New duplicates. And nope, not today. Back to the goop. I still haven't dug this out, but it's so close to the top. It's going to be a volcano or something, and I'm going to dig it out from the top down, because otherwise I'm going to ruin my nice cold atmosphere, and I don't like that. But now that I have the insulative tile, I can kind of block it off and just pipe whatever god-awful heat or comes out of it to the top. Make a steam turbine or something useful. While I wait for this water to boil, I'm going to go to the bathroom. Take a break. Quick break. Maybe if I'm not watching them, they'll get more done. Well, it's not frozen yet. But soon. I did not realize that extreme cold temperatures would kill a morb, but Will thought I could get some free super cooled polluted oxygen, and my morb died. That Visco gel is just, it's just going to take a while. Well, let's see how much that super coolant I have. 400 kilograms. It's actually 400 kilograms of super coolant. How much goes into a liquid reservoir? 5,000. I'm gonna need at least more than what I've got. Let's see, what does it take to make? What can I make here? Fullerene, and I have the fullerene is gonna make. Is fullerene good for anything else? I don't think it's good for anything else. Let's look that up. Let's look that up. Let's see. Fullerene. Where's my wiki? Where's the wiki? Has it not been added? I was pretty sure it's 2 L's. F-L-L-E-R-E-N-E. Yeah, I spelled it right. I don't think anything else. I don't think it can be made into anything else. I just want to be sure before I use it, because I know the iso resin can be made into 2 things: the Visco gel and the insulator. Ah, so that's all it can be made into. Okay, then we shall make as much as we can. And same thing with the thermium. Because I don't think there's any point of the niobium other than the decor bonus. It gets a major decor bonus. So if you make anything out of it, I guess the same decor bonus as the gold, with that overheat of like 500 degrees Celsius. Which, I mean, there's not too much that you can make that decor bonus is really going to do much for as far as heavy machinery goes. You'd be better off to make it into the thermium and use that. I have not used thermium on anything yet. Still haven't built anything out of it. But don't worry, I have plans. 3 jobs mastered. Alright. I think almost everybody's super now. There's not many people that have much left to do. Let's see. Operator Ruby. Digger and Ellie. I think he is. Yeah, he's up on everything. Ellie's up on everything except for Space Cadet. I want to say I'm not going to make her a miner. I may make her the next astronaut and have 2 astronauts. Might as well. It's not going to hurt to have 2. Architect Lindsay. She's one of my newer ones. She's probably got a couple things. Nope. She has learned it all. I know Nightjack has not. Nightjack is still kind of running slow. He's done caught up on his athletics. Never mind, he's at 20. Well, he seems slow. We'll make you a gopher, though, because you need that exosuit engineer. So we'll go gopher. Delivery Hassan. What left have you? Mechatronics engineer. Yeah, well, that's where you're going. Everybody's super. Super dupes. Everybody's a super dupe. What is it, Teddy? Go lay down. Might need... Ah! Shine bug. An escapee. Still got 2 in there. Ha, still got them giving me some extra watts of power. All my extras that somehow hatch before I can incubate or eat them, they go up there. What is this timer set to? Yeah, that's good. Oh, did we ever get these guys out? No, they're still in there. Why are they still in there? What are they doing? I want those guys out of here. Why won't they get them out? I do not understand. I know why they won't get them out, because she's still down here trying to get this puff that's stuck in the air to do something. That's okay, because we'll reload and that should fix that. Because the rocket's about to land. The rocket is landing. Let's see, what does the heat look like? And it still dropped you right in the middle, isn't it? With no exosuit. And you're gonna scorch. Come on, get out. What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh my lord, what are you doing? Oh. Trying to die. Got a vacillator recharge. That's nice. That did not overheat this time. And we're going to unassign you from that. And we're going to assign you to this one. And make sure we got liquid fuel. Do we not have enough fuel? Do we not fill the fuel up? We did not fill the fuel up. No problem. That won't take long. But we do need to save and reload because rocket landed, and if I don't, something will go wrong. I hate doing this, but it says save game for a reason. Your rocket will come back, it'll just be the top. The top and the engine will land. Something crazy will happen. Now, I'll probably just cut the stream right there in a minute. So I don't think anybody's going to watch the stream anyway. Oh, Cryptic Foxes went to bed, so I had to do something. Loading. You can't tab out and do anything when it's loading still. Excuse me. Waiting for response. No. Wonder how the critters behave with the Visco gel. If they can run through it. Oh, such long loading. Oh. Come on. Load. Load. Oh, come on. There we go. I knew we could do it. Eventually. Alright, let's shut all this up. Shut all this up. Shut all this up. Shut all this up. The toilets are not out of order. Ah, maybe they're finally wrangling the critters. Let's see if this guy starts working again or if he's stuck. He is permanently stuck pooping. Like a permanent poop. So he's glitched. And that's a shame. Such a shame. My display items are broken again. I think that might be... I don't know. I feel like when something's not working right, it's the reason it's lagging. So we're gonna destroy those. Huh. I just happened to get 3 different ones. Nice. I don't know how many there are, but I got 3 different ones. I'm okay with that. Now, the only thing I want to finish, just in case anybody watches this, is before I close out, is I want to see what happens to that Visco gel. I want to see what happens to the Visco gel. Let's see, Visco gel. Let's change the name. Freezing Visco gel, because this is the only thing important that I think anybody's gonna get out of this. Is freezing the Visco gel. Whoop. 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 There we go. It's 200 kilograms there. And it should freeze at negative 40-ish, I want to say. Negative 30. Oh, it just did it, and I wasn't looking. Oh, nice. Okay, so it made that at negative 40, negative 30. It turned into that as a solid. But it didn't freeze till much further than that. I must have clicked it just as it froze. Liquid. Negative. No, it does it at negative 30. Let's see, it's negative 40. Let's wait till that gets a little bit colder. It is a solid now. And it did freeze the full amount. Yeah, kilograms. So see what happens when I dig it up. If it cuts it, I'm pretty sure that's what's going to happen. Is it's going to cut the amount down to half, which effectively just destroyed half of it for no real reason, other than I want to see why I can't build it like that, why that's even listed. I can't pick it to see what it says, and I want to. Can't pick it. Gotta wait for somebody to come dig it. Any day now. Is it blocked off? Yeah, it's locked. It's locked. Let's dial it back to there. Just because I want somebody up here digging it up. Cancel. Dig. 9. Get up here. So yeah, that cuts it in half. But it allows you to build with it. And I don't understand what building with it actually does. But we will build a tile with it nonetheless. We'll build it right there. Oh, solar panels just opened up. The circuit overloaded. What circuit? How? How did the circuit overload? Oh, okay. So the arms must have grabbed at the... They must have all ran at the same time. It looks like there's a whole lot of load on that, but it's not, because these things don't run at the same time, and usually these are backed up, so they don't start pumping until after these are done filling and these are done digging. So that's what caused it to overload, which didn't overload much, very little damage. And all that is pluming off is steam, and that steam is actually cooling everything down and then disappearing, so it's just kind of eating the heat off. Some of my glass was super cooled. Some of it not so much. Mediocre. Alright. Has anybody built that tile yet? I'm sure they built it while I wasn't looking. Nope. No, they can't. It's locked. It's locked. Just set the thing for 100%. Maybe the right thing for 100%. I have a feeling it's just going to turn right back into the... Well, I don't know. What is it going to look like? A plastic block or... Nope. It immediately liquefied, and then I lost even more of the... Yep. Well, why did it... I think you'd have to have it at like a negative couple hundred degrees, because when you build with stuff it tends to heat it up a little bit, which, I mean, does make sense. Well, that concludes my experiment. So I will cut the stream there. Hopefully somebody gets something out of this, if it ever gets watched. If you got any questions about my Dupe tower, let me know. I've spent a lot of work on it. It is incredibly... Early game it's very effective, and it's just the center. And then I slowly expand down as I acquire new technology, up until this, which was where I pulled... Well, I ain't gonna say I didn't pull it there. I pulled all the water down here, thinking I was going to build more exciting things here, and then I never built anything exciting here. I ran out of ideas of what I needed to have close to the base or within the base, so I made a giant polluted water aquarium for the pacus so that they can pretty much just die and give me meat. And I loaded them all in there. Fish release is... It's not telling me how many's in there because I don't have it inside the room anymore. I moved it up there. But if I put any more in here, I know that they're no longer happy. This room counts as what? I want to say 180 some tiles. Room overlay. 128 tiles. No, it's 215. 215. Wow, I was off. There's a lot more than I thought it was. I was not thinking I had floor tiles in there. I don't anymore. No more mesh. Just switched to ladders, so I had more room, more space, because they were glum. It doesn't really matter. They're still doing what I needed them to do, but when they're glum, their reproduction rate, I think, drops. And I wanted to make sure that they didn't die. And I'm feeding them algae, but I'm using this little system here to drop the algae, to just drop it. So I'm not using a feeder to feed them, so they never become tame. Because when they become tame, they eat so much freaking algae that you can't keep up with the demand unless you have like 7 puffs per pacu or something crazy, and it's not worth the trade-off. And right now they stay pretty much, they should all be, most of them are hungry. So as soon as I drop, I make this auto sweeper grab and accidentally drop the algae, they eat it, they turn it into polluted dirt, and the polluted dirt goes back up top. Cultivatable soil, because the dirt is running low, was running low, and I've kind of slowed down the running low of it. It's not, it was dropping at a very rapid pace, and now it's not dropping at that much of a rapid pace. Some of it's because of the pacus. Right now it's not, because this guy's not pooping like he should be. But some of it is also, I was able to acquire more dirt by using the rocket to cook a small section of slime bio out, and as it cooks it out, I'll lower the rocket even lower until I hit the abyssalite. And I'll probably stop around here, because if I go any lower, the heat's going to go through the abyssalite into the nice cold biome down here, and I want to keep it cold. I've kept it cold so far until I started running the conveyor rail through there, and that was actually okay because I'm using this water to cool off. Well, I had to use that water to cool off everything up here, because in the update the temp shift plates would not work. Now the temp shift plates are working again, and technically all of this aquarium style work that I've put in up here is no longer necessary. So it's kind of a don't need it anymore situation, but there's no way I could go through and destroy all that, so I'm going to leave it like it is and kind of use it the best I can. I think these are going to start overheating soon, so I'm going to have to build a shift plates up to it, but I shouldn't have to cover it up like I did over there, because that was kind of ridiculous. I should be able to just Mafic Rock 5. I should be able to just bring it straight up and over, and do that for each one, and that should keep it nice and cool. Or not nice and cool, but nice and not burning. There we go, even more for my dupes to do, because there isn't enough work. Alright, hope that's helpful. If anybody actually watches this and gets anything out of it, let me know.